Hello YouTube, today at powerjackrepair.org we got a Gigabyte laptop, aero 15 OLED rp75 YB-Y8, maybe it's YB, maybe it's Y8, and it accepts 11.8 amps. Now I haven't seen many laptops that take 11.8 amps, so I'm pretty sure the jack is bad. Now the laptop came in without the screws. So there's nothing really to unscrew here. So let's see if we can break the shell apart. It's the way, this is how it looks here. Keyboard probably removable only after we're gonna take the shell apart. Alright, so the shell apart we take with the guitar pick. We take it apart like that. And if you're looking for this part right here, it should be for sale from the website below. If it's not there, email me and I will add it to the website below, because sometimes I just have no time to add the new parts to the website. So I don't see any damage from the top right now. Let me see what we can do. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this battery connector. And we're probably gonna remove the battery as well. So there is some sort of sticker right here for some reason. Maybe a warranty sticker, whatever. Let's see. Alrighty, so that's the battery. Let's move this guy out of the way. By the way, it will probably help if you're watching this on a big screen TV. Alright, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to check and see what seems to be a problem. Alright, so I just put the plug in. And we're gonna check. Alright, so the minus is fine. Right here. But plus does not respond. Let's see if it's gonna respond here. No, the plus doesn't respond at all here. Oh, like that. Alright, so the reason the plus doesn't respond because the pin is correct right underneath this, right where the pin ends, and it bends into the leg going to the motherboard, like that, so it breaks right here, like right where this pin sticks like that, and then it goes to the motherboard. So it's a common issue for this jack, especially if there's so much amperage going through it. So let's take this whole thing apart. Seems pretty straightforward. The only thing is I need a few tools here. Alrighty. I don't know where to begin, so many wires. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't have the main light on. Why not? Alrighty, so right here we got the touchpad cable. Right here we got the, I guess, microphone and camera. Right there. Right, sorry about that. I just we prefer when clients text to us, because getting interrupted by phone calls while we recorded the video is really not something we like. So here we're gonna unplug those two wires for whatever thing they go to the motherboard. And probably there is another wire on the other side, It should have to probably unplug from right here. Unplug it like that. Probably unplug this wire here. Doesn't want to get unplugged because there's a speaker in a way. Okay. So let's unplug this speaker right here. Okay. Let's see if we can remove the speaker. And we can't remove the speaker. And we can't unplug the keyboard. By the way, we probably don't need to unplug the keyboard because the keyboard is not connected to the motherboard other than by this wire, maybe right here. All right. Now I wonder if I need to take the heatsink off. Right, careful about this wire, but it's not really necessary wire like that. I think you have to pull it upwards. Yeah. Like that. Like that. Like that. And like that. Good job. Let's remove those pads. Alright, I probably will need to take the heatsink out of here. Probably. Not 100% sure, but we will see in a second. Okay. It goes up like that. Yeah, the only problem is there is a wire right below this thing. And I'm not sure. Alright, so here how it's gonna work. We're gonna remove this guy. We're gonna remove that guy, those two guys, and we're gonna guide those wires underneath right there. And voila! We have a Gigabyte motherboard out. So here, one thing I wanna do is I wanna connect this wire back. So this wire you don't have to disconnect. Right here. Okay. Okay. So here, let me put this guy back in here. Looks good. Now let's. That. What I want to do is I want to insulate those components next to the jack so that they won't be desoldered during the desoldering process. Like that. Is that an LED diode right here? Probably it is. So I need to insulate it a bit more. Okay. You know the problem with this board? This board, you see the color of it? It's one big, huge thermal heatsink. So doesn't matter how bad I'm trying to desolder this guy, it's probably not gonna pop right out. Because first of all, we have the board that's heatsink. And we have those heatsinks right here installed. They will dissipate the heat like crazy. And I'm pretty sure that I'm probably need to remove the heatsinks here, because again this board is really a huge heatsink, plus this heatsink, the heat gonna get absorbed and probably nothing gonna get desoldered. But let me try and see if it's gonna work first. All right. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna add a whole bunch of flux. We are adding some hot air because, again, without hot air I don't think this jack is even removable, because the board is really, again, huge heatsink. Huge heatsink. Okay. And there should be pin. Up, and we see the pin right here. See right where it was broken. Okay. Take that out. Now we're just gonna suck some solder from it. Alright, so it did come out without any issues. Alright, let me go find exactly the same jack. Alrighty. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm applying flux so that the solder would penetrate much deeper into the motherboard, into the trace itself. That way the connection will be nice and solid. And as you can see right here, the solder doesn't even want to flow because, again, this board is extremely... It's like the board that's, that made by the biggest company. I'm not going to name names here, but the biggest technology company in the world. Similar type of board. Those guys invented it, and those guys kind of developed something like this. Alrighty. Yeah, excellent. And what I like to do, I like to bridge those two guys together. That way, if one of them will stop conducting, the second one will conduct. And here I just have to add a little bit more solder to the rear pin. Flip this guy over. And add a little bit more solder to the rear. Let's add a little bit more solder to the rear. Alrighty. Yeah, excellent. Excellent job. Just want to make sure the rear got soldered perfectly. Yep. So as you can see, the soldering is done on both sides, on top and bottom, like that. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna clean up the mess we made here. Like that. Like that. And like that. Okay, looks good to me. Alright, so now that we got the board back on the table, let me just measure a few things here to make sure that we get the conductivity. Alright. Alright, looks good to me. Yep. So everything conducts the electricity just fine. And there is no shortages on the motherboard because of the jack, that is. I mean, sometimes there is a shortage on the motherboard and sometimes it's because of the jack, but in this case it's not because of the jack. If there's gonna be a shortage, it's not gonna be because of the jack, because the jack checks out just fine. So let's put all of that back together. Back together. Right now, like that. Yeah. Okay, like that. And like that, like that, like that. Where is the second wire? Where did the second wire go? Oh, right here. Okay. Okay. All right, there's a one wire right here. Two wires right here. And this guy, and that guy, and this guy. Two wire. We recording? Yeah, we're recording. Okay. That's the webcam and microphone. All right. And that's the, let's put the Wi-Fi card in place. Let's connect the, this guy, and that guy. Okay. The heatsink doesn't wanna go down all the way for some reason. Probably because of the wiring, right? Because the wire is probably caught under the heatsink. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Let's try and grab this guy and get them like that. Oh, okay. So like that. Good job. And here we have one screw. And goes right here. Nope. Not that one. Okay. Let's try a bigger one. Like that. And like that. Okay. And here is another one. Like that. All right. And I got one more right there. Excellent. This seems to be fine. We're gonna put this right here. That's gonna be right there. And we're gonna put the chip right here. Silver screw gonna go from the top like that. Okay. And we're gonna put the battery in place. Okay. Looks good. All right, so this guy is connected. This guy is connected. We got 1, 2 wires right there. 3 wire right there. And the jack sits slightly higher than I wanted to sit. But let's close it all down. And by the way, those guys all should be... Yeah, those guys I didn't remove. Let's connect the battery. And then I need to find something similar for in terms of the power supply to this kind of wattage, which I don't have for sure. So we'll have to try it with the lower wattage adapter and see if it's gonna power up. Which in theory it should, unless we're playing games. Alright, so here is pretty obviously you just screw it all down. Alright. Okay. Let me bring one of my power supplies and see if we can make it work. So I got a Dell power supply, which is 6.7 amps. That's twice less power. I'm getting that dongle installed on top of the Dell power supply. And let's charge up the battery just a little bit and hope that the system gonna work. And I don't see any lights anywhere that would tell me that the battery is charging. By the way, the reason I wouldn't buy this laptop because of the glassy screen. I'm not sure who installs glassy screens nowadays. I mean, the amount of headache you're gonna get from looking at the screen is just atrocious. So why I'm not getting any lights? Are there any lights? Oh, I got the light finally. Okay, so the only light is the one that's next to the jack right here. You see the white light? Okay. Let's power it up, I assume. And X-Rite Pantone certified display. Don't buy that display, guys. I mean, all right, so we got a Gigabyte on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please leave a like, subscribe. I will let you know which laptop models I would buy and which ones I wouldn't. I would definitely not buy this one, pretty much because of the glassy screen. That's one. Two, everything seems to be heavy. Basically, I don't like the aluminum casings in the laptops. Usually just the regular plastic casing is much better than aluminum. Oh, okay. So sometimes we can charge it, sometimes we can't, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the not enough wattage on the power supply. So right here it doesn't show me that the battery is charging. So let me try something bigger. I need to find some bigger bigger power supply in order for me to charge this guy up. So yeah, I mean the white light disappeared right now, probably because there's not enough amperage coming to the through to the connector. So again, need to find something much bigger. That's gonna take me some time. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to find. All right, so while I was making another pigtail for the power supply that's from Asus, 11.8 amps. We test right now and see if it's gonna work. So we're gonna put this guy right here. All right, and put it away from everything. Okay, disconnect this guy. Measure the voltage here. All right, plug it in. All right, so we get the light right away. It doesn't think twice. And hopefully right now it should show us that the battery is charging. And it should hold the wattage steady. All right, let's take a look right now. Powering up. And right there, you see it shows plugged in and charging right there. Yeah, so basically you do need 11.8 amp power supply in order for this thing to work and charge at the same time. Let me just double check to make sure touchpad works, keyboard works, wireless picks up the signal. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please leave a like, subscribe, and you guys take care and have a good day. Stay safe. Bye.